Powerful voice from Brazil will tell about doing good and how to spread good, and I think she needs no further presentation than here's Anna Castan.
So expert says that I'm part of the information generation, which means everywhere I go or everything I see, I have information all the time, like in my phone, in websites, on Facebook, or even here, right? So, yeah, I'm part of the information generation. And you might also have heard that we are part of this like brave generation, that we go out to the streets and we manifest ourselves about the things that we believe and we stand for. And for me, that's the outcome of actually a scared generation. We are scared of what our future might be, or actually might not be. Right? So, from this expert's perspective, the only thing I can make sure, or tell you for certain, is that I'm part of a generation that has a big goal of being good and doing good. And my question here is, how can we do good and make people more happy, right? Right. And we're talking about Switzerland, the happiest country in the world, right? But that also means that in winter, everything gets gray here, even nature. It's natural, you know, like, it happens. And then my question is, how can we make or have more colorful lives? And I'm not referring to the blue, red, and yellow kind of colorful. I'm referring to the aliveness that colors can bring to conversations, maybe. So what if we would have conversations that actually add colors to our days? And that also means, I think that's also what we're doing here today, like sharing different stuff and listening to each other. And I think that's also a key aspect, like if we want to tell stories, that also means we have to listen more to each other. Yeah, right? It doesn't have to take that long till we get old, right? But we'll get there. So what would happen if you use 2 minutes of your day to give someone a compliment? Like, hey, thank you so much for what you said, or hey, great work what you did today. Or, you know, just take these 2 minutes for yourself during your day, and what can you appreciate about that? What has been good in your day? Right? And we're all hungry for being good. Being a good partner, being a good friend, being a good co-worker, being a good person. And in fact, I think that can be very ambitious. But that would be a very healthy competition, right? If we'd all be our best selves and all that. And my question is, what can you do today, or right now, to appreciate your day? If you think about your day, how it was today, now we're in the end of the day, what would you be grateful for? And some people actually, they need time to figure that out. Or, you know, just stop a little and not in the middle of the conversation. But those are what I call the good doses of life. And what I really want is that we celebrate that. Because, you know, this appreciation, hippie thing, I'm talking about confetti, I'm talking about champagne, glitter. I don't know, whatever it takes, fancy dinners, you know, let's just enjoy each other and appreciate what we have. So, actually I'm here because I have a project in Brazil that I started 3 years ago, where we have been trying to do that. It's a project, it's called Uma Boa Dose, which stands for a good dose, and it aims to remind people of the beauty in their lives. Yeah, and we have a team of 17 volunteers, from 16 to 37 years old. Most of them I've never met, since I'm based in Switzerland, right? Most of them wouldn't even understand this talk because it's in English. And we don't have a lot in common, but what we do have in common is that we want to bring positive impact to the world. And you might ask now, hey Anna, are you trying to promote this happier life kind of thing? And I would say, fuck no. I would say that we're just trying to wake up the happy that it's already part of you. And believe me, it doesn't take that much. What I've been figuring out with this project is that we talk about the things we're exposed to. So, let's take the last facts in Paris and all the bad stuff going on in the world. We're exposed to that all the time. What happens then? We talk about that. But are those the conversations we're really burning for? In Uma Boa Dose, what we do is that we foster meaningful conversations, meaning that we have different topics we explore every month. So now in November we are talking about gratitude, but we have been talking about freedom, about connections, about love, about childhood. And these things that for some people is like, oh, wow, this is so fluffy. But what we do is that actually we share stories that could have happened to any one of you or us, and we talk about that from a positive perspective. So for instance, there was this guy talking about when his phone got stolen in São Paulo, and the theme on that month was optimism. Great, so it can be tricky, you know, but there's also a lot of power on seeing what happened in our lives with appreciation. And we use our online channels to foster offline actions. We have a specific team targeting and designing actions on that sense. Yeah. So if you want to say that I'm part of the information generation, I would say that I have the privilege to be worldwide connected and to reach whoever I want with a click or maybe two. And if you want to say that I'm part of the rebel generation that's out in the streets, I would say that what I'm doing now is taking the fear of my future, of not knowing what that is, and using that as power to be a leader of a movement of doing good. And I'm here to tell you that doing good can change the world. And I know 6 minutes is not a lot to convince you of that. So it's already changing mine. It's already changing the life of my team. The more than 10,000 people that follow our work and all the colorful conversations we have in between. So if I haven't convinced you, let's talk.